Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 368. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Hey, guys.
And Tony Korkanakis.
It's a me.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers. Happy Halloween. If you are listening to this, well, tomorrow you'll be hearing this afterwards. But it's Halloween right now.
It's Halloween when we record this.
Yeah, so
We
happy
hope
Halloween.
you had a wonderful Halloween.
There we go, with lots of candy if you were going out. Dude, we went trick-or-treating today, and there was there was like a group of 25 kids. It was huge rolling through this development. I'm like,
Huge.
Jesus. It was,
I thought you were going to say a group of 25-year-olds trick-or-treating.
No, they
like
were
that.
older. I mean, they were probably... I put them at high school. I put them in high school, yeah. There's
I
no...
think I did that for like a year or two in
Yeah.
high school.
Anyway, so this is the Gamecast. We have a lot of gaming news. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about game-wise. So let's just get right into it. Talk about GameStop launching its 6-month subscription service. It's coming next year, right?
No, I think it's, well, I mean, you can sign up starting next month,
Yes, but it's coming
but not,
22. Yeah. So basically, you can go through and you can sign out games for a 6-month subscription, and any of the games that you had played in those 6 months, you get to, at the end of the subscription, you get to pick one to keep. That's the
Whatever you game have checked out at the end.
no,
No,
That
no,
got-
it's
that got
any
correct.
game you've checked out.
Any game you
during
checked out
that
over the
time.
6 months, you get to keep. Like you get to
Oh.
choose one to keep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they changed that. So they corrected that statement. So
Yeah,
it's a
because it
little
wasn't
weird.
obvious or clear. Because I think everybody, even I assumed it was the last one you checked out. But
yeah, no, I did too, and I made you that comment. I'm like, I think that's terrible. You got to make sure you pick out the right one. What if you hate it?
Mhm.
So, interesting service, $60 for 6 months, right?
It's not
Yeah.
bad. $10 a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah,
$10 a month, and you get
And you get to keep one?
and you get to keep one, and you get to play as many as you want, really.
but they have to be pre-owned now. Those
Right,
ones.
right.
So they have to have an inventory of the pre-owned game, which I can tell you happens anyways for the newer stuff. Very.
And you could just, I mean, this GameStop like 10 miles from
Everywhere.
from each other.
Everywhere.
So when you're sending one out,
Everywhere.
let me ask you: does it matter where you return the game? Then is it like Redbox? You can go to like any of the stores to return.
I would
it?
assume so. Why not?
That's gonna be. I think that'll be key here because I don't know.
Yeah, I would assume that's the case, but
Remember the Blockbuster days where you had to go back to the same store?
yeah.
Mm.
Wasn't that franchised?
Yeah, it was. They actually tried to correct that towards the end of its life, and it just was so far gone that that wouldn't fix it.
Well, that's why they would probably had to go back to the same.
Yeah. Let's see. That's interesting.
There's still a Blockbuster open somewhere, and that Twitter is it's hilarious. Their
Dude,
Twitter.
that Blockbuster must be. I would visit that store. I would love to go there. It's like it's a relic.
You guys need to check out. I forget what it's called. It's like the last Blockbuster standing or something like that. The Twitter. It's hilarious. It's so funny.
Why now? Let me ask you: if it was franchised and some stores were doing fine, why would they close down? They can just keep it going.
Yeah. So I mean, some of them did.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get into some numbers. We've got Nintendo Switch sales got announced. What they've sold so far worldwide, 7.63 million units already sold. Upping their projections to keeping the same, right? 14 million.
No, it was 10.
Oh, it was
originally.
10. I thought it was 14
they did.
already.
Yeah, they did up it.
Oh wow! Holy shit. 14 by the end of their fiscal year, which is March. So. Right? Yeah, March. End of March.
Mhm.
So that's a very impressive sales for them. They're now in stock, so it is going to be interesting to see the numbers they pull in.
I actually saw there were ample switches at the Walmart around here.
When I make the statement of they are
And
now in
Target.
stock, they're out there. Target has had. I have not seen them out of stock in 2 weeks at my Target.
The Mario one too.
Mario, two of the regular ones in the corner there. They had a bunch. They've been keeping a stock of them for the last like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Definitely. I mean, they said, by the holiday season they were going to work out stock issues. So.
I think they've gotten that worked out now where there's a perfect level. I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 on the shelves, but it seems like they sell the 2 and then they get 2 more in, and it's like always like there. So
Well, we'll see. I mean, this is still before.
I
This
know,
is still before the
but I
holiday
think it's
season.
actually helping. I hate that it's like negating the scalpers right now, and that's a good thing. Next up is Super Nintendo, please, which I think sold 2 million units.
Mhm.
I didn't even put that on here, but I just remembered I read that it sold 2 million units already. So nothing like Super Nintendo
My coworker just picked one up in the store.
Trouncing everything that's not. Well, it's trouncing everything. 2 million units sold in the what was this? Has it been a month? Yeah.
Didn't PS4 still make the most money though?
Sure.
Or something?
Sure. I mean, you're
In
selling.
September.
Yeah.
But
Right.
the average sale price of a PS4 is still higher than a.
Well, obviously. I'm just saying, as far as units sold, obviously Nintendo's doing fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice bounce back for them after the Wii U. Zelda Breath of the Wild is past 4.7 million units sold on the Switch. That's directly on the Switch, not the Wii U. Mario Kart 4.4, Splatoon 2 at 3.6, 1-2 Switch at 1.3, and ARMS at 1.3. Well, 1.37, 1.35.
Good for ARMS.
Yeah, ARMS has fallen off on sales, but still initial good.
I was
initial
rooting for
sales.
that game. I was not going to get it, but I was rooting for it.
Not our type, but yeah, good job.
From afar, rooting from afar.
And then already ahead of those last two I mentioned, Mario has sold 2 million over 3 days. These are the numbers we just got over 3 days. Throwing a lot of numbers at you there. That's impressive numbers from Nintendo considering where they were at a year ago. I mean, a year ago.
We were complaining that Nintendo had nothing for the holiday. Except
Not
the
even a
NES.
year ago, like 8 months ago.
I will tell you that I was
Jim,
upset
you're like,
that this
Nintendo's
system,
done.
Yeah,
This is the last system.
I will say that even at I would say
Well, we're definitely saying this is their last chance.
January. I would say January. I felt like the system was never. Nintendo's never coming back. I'd say January. That's like 8 months ago.
Well,
10
yeah, I mean,
10 months
until
ago.
the official announcement, sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I liked the announcement then, but I didn't know if it was going to be successful or not.
Well, it was in January, right?
I told you they had a plan. They stuck to it.
So far, yeah, they have. They need to get us cloud saves, please, Nintendo. If you're taking requests, cloud saves, please. It's got to be the most requested service. It's got to be.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The weirdest stat we've gotten from this, they've only sold Switches to 11% of Switch owners are women. So the female demographic.
How do they know this?
Studies. They've got studies. They got numbers. They got studies, I'm sure. But their demographics is mostly the male.
I'm curious now.
Well,
11%
so
are
it's
female.
probably based on the users that are registering for the My Nintendo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it's probably not a true 100% sample size, but
Gives you
they
an idea.
could say with a certain confidence level that's probably correct within plus or minus, 3%, I would say.
Yeah, so that's the.
just-
Do you think they address that like with games coming up soon, or what do you think?
I couldn't imagine anything more inclusive than the games they have so far.
Well, I'm thinking Pokemon and
Yeah, once
Pokemon
Pokemon
that's
gets
like
out.
everybody. That's not gender specific at all.
I know, but neither is Zelda or Mario, really.
Well, it's a.
Depends. I
Or
guess
the Mario Kart,
I mean,
very female friendly as well.
You haven't really gotten to play as a female hero yet.
You could if you wanted to, and
Well, in Pokemon, you get to play as females now. I don't
I
know.
think you
Like,
can
I'm-
choose.
Yep.
Yeah, you can choose your
Okay.
gender.
Oh yeah, that's been there since Game Boy Color.
So yeah, I mean. they
Maybe
don't
I
really
just
have
always
that.
because male. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Go ahead.
the thing is, they've been targeting a core, enthusiast gamer demographic since day one.
Sure.
I mean, that's just the audience they're going for right now, and that's what's working. That's what's driving their initial sales and word of mouth. Definitely, as we see other titles, primarily like you said, Jim, Pokemon is probably and Mario. Mario is going to help out
Mario
a
is
lot.
not really. Yeah, that's always fun for everyone.
But Mario and Pokemon are going to be the top drivers for the female audience there. And then Mario Kart obviously helps, but Mario Kart I feels like one of those games that you get when you get a system. It's not you buy a system for
Agreed.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, agreed.
One statistic I thought was interesting was they unveiled the usage breakdown. So 20% of Switch owners use it exclusively connected to the dock. 30% use it exclusively as a portable or handheld format, and then 50% of users use it in both formats. So it truly is the hybrid device they were hoping.
I guess I fall in that 50% because I played an hour on my television, but that's it.
You're handled. I will say, yeah, I'm gonna get into that when we get into what we've been up to. But I've played Mario Odyssey exclusively handheld.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can talk about that. So, coming up. Let's see
and then
here.
Amiibo sales were really strong this year too.
Last
actually.
one standing as far as toys to life.
Oh yeah,
Well, not
Lego
really
Dimensions.
toys.
I don't think we ever mentioned that.
Is
That's
it
dead now.
Is that
Yep.
Toys to Life?
It's
more.
not Toys
Yeah,
to
it's
Life.
not Toys to Life. So
It's not. Yeah,
But it's a add-on thing
yeah,
that
Lego
you buy
Dimensions is dead.
separately.
If you didn't hear that, so yeah, definitely.
yeah. Amiibo, last man standing.
How did they mess up Lego
or-
Dimension?
It was too high of
Oh.
a price, I think.
Oh,
I
maybe.
think they also made it a platform where you were never gonna like, and I don't know. I think the add-ons that they had were just not interesting to the demographic that was
Were
gonna get them.
they were too small demographics, like they were too niche for their.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that may have been
Like
it, too.
Goonies,
That
like,
was my thought too. I was
And
like,
then-
okay, this stuff's cool, but it's like, how big are the audiences for?
and
each
then
of
the
these
Lego
sets?
games proper were better.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
other thing. They were making
Dimensions.
great, just regular Lego games. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that hurt.
The other thing is, I think they mixed part of the execution because you had to buy the specific Lego Dimension, things to get
Mhm.
the figurines or the chips or whatever. Like, why would they not just include that in a boxed Lego set? Like,
Exactly. Why would you not just? You have a billion Legos out in the market. Just throw a chip in one of the blocks as chip, and there you go. You're done.
Yep. I mean, that just adds to the value of getting this thing later on. Like, oh yeah, maybe I should just buy this.
right? Because the thing is, like, maybe you're gonna get a percentage of people that maybe would buy, like, I don't know, the ATST kit for Star Wars, and it comes with a Lego Dimension activated chip. They weren't planning on getting Lego Dimension, but maybe they're like, huh, you know what? That seems kind of cool. Maybe I will get that
I
or
mean,
something.
it could also be. I mean, the Lego market's shrinking. They failed to make that top Christmas list this year.
Oh yeah, I read about that.
Their market is massively fading right now. So that could have also hurt them with the
All those
Dimensions.
Minecraft users out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. It's something. But I'm frozen on the screen.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But 5 million Amiibo figures in 6 months so far this fiscal year.
mhm. So what do we got here? Sony has shipped 67.5 million PlayStation 4 units, and they upped their projection from 18
Worldwide.
to 19. That's worldwide, yeah. And they upped their projection from 18 to 19 million this year.
Mhm.
So foregone. It looks like it's a foregone conclusion. It's going to make 100 unless there's some massive incident drop off kind of thing. Because it's only gonna it's gonna come down in price. It's gonna hit that.
I'm
magic
so
number.
curious to know how many of those are the pros.
It's
I wish we could get those numbers. One of our bets was if we got the numbers.
yeah. I don't know if we'll
I
ever
don't
get those
think we'll
numbers
get
for
it.
this holiday. Yeah.
I don't think we will.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that's selling like amazing. It really is. So, that system's going to make 100 million units sold. It will.
What did PS3 and Xbox end at? Like almost 90?
PS3 is more
Yeah.
closer to 90 than Xbox. I think Xbox was low 80s, if I remember right.
Mhm.
So,
It's pretty impressive if the PS4 can get 100 million, considering everybody said consoles were dead
yeah, that's
before this
I mean,
generation.
And look at what the Switch is doing now too.
I mean, the Xbox really helped though to push these
Oh.
numbers up for PlayStation.
Yeah, that's true. Microsoft said, "Here you go, take this generation."
Yeah.
Yeah, they aren't actually skewed like they were. Like if you do the total
Yeah.
amounts right now, it's I mean they did 88. They figure 88 and 82, so 170 million between the two of them. I don't think they're going to make that between the two of them this time.
They're
No,
definitely not.
there's no way.
Well, exactly. I mean, I'm just saying I don't think so. I think that Microsoft ends at 45ish, and this could end at 105. Somewhere in there. So either it is a retraction there. It's small. What do you call it? A contraction. Or,
Contraction.
Yeah.
Well, it's just interesting because, as somebody that has been saying since the start of this generation that the gaming landscape has changed, I think part of what's happening is you're seeing less overall hardware users, but the people that are playing games on consoles, traditional consoles, are spending more money. Through actions like PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, microtransactions, Loot Crate, all that stuff, collector's editions, DLC, season passes, all that stuff is adding more value to the publishers and developers. So,
I mean, it's still a $25 billion industry.
no, yeah, it's still absolutely huge. And I think, there was a danger where, everybody was looking at mobile and chasing that mobile money because everybody thought it was a guaranteed, surefire way to make money. But as we can see, that market got super saturated very quickly, and it's hard to stick out now. I mean,
Yeah.
God, I go into the App Store sometimes and look at the games. I'm just like, what the fuck are half of these things? Most of these things, like I don't even know. And you look at the screenshots, and all of them look the same. It's like, all right, well,
I don't.
what's
I looked at my phone today, and I don't have a single game on it. I have no games on my phone. I was like, oh, where's my games folder? I'm like, I never put it back on there. Huh? Okay. Because I usually keep one folder, and I don't have anything.
One word game. That's it.
Yeah. Like if I'm gonna sit there like in line on something, I'm probably gonna be reading Twitter, Reddit. There's like so many places I like rather just read about the news than play a game at that point. If I'm not playing on my Switch or
and that's the other thing that was tough with these mobile devices is that you have so many options.
Yeah.
So how do you capture someone's attention?
Well, not mine. I mean, I don't. I'd rather play a better experience on my systems. I'm a video gamer. I like playing my consoles. I've said that millions of times. Like, I have a Switch now I can bring with me. So.
Yep.
Wow. Anything else? I think that's it for. Oh, we got Sony stuff. What am I saying? We have all that Sony news.
Yeah.
All that Sony
Paris
stuff
Games
from
Week.
Paris Games Week came out.
And the Xbox thing.
What's the Xbox thing?
PUBG.
Oh, PUBG. I keep forgetting about PUBG. Let's just get out before I forget. Let's mention that PUBG is going to come because I keep forgetting it. Is coming out this year. They announced it for December 12th of this year. It's going to make it on the Xbox.
Preview program.
Yes.
Yep.
Early access, obviously. We preview. There will be a retail release.
Good job, Jim.
Yeah. So there will be a retail. They couldn't miss out. They had to have something in the store. I knew that.
This is gonna. I feel like.
I thought they would too. I just
have
didn't think it would be the same day
huge
and date.
performance problems.
Oh, that's what I know. Tony, you were talking with Nick about that. Like questionable, right? Like I am wondering how they're going to do this myself.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I have a pretty beefy PC. I mean, not beefy by like extreme power users, but it can run most stuff still.
It's got a better processor than the
60
Xbox has.
Yeah. So I mean, it chugs, and there's certain times where I get frustrated. I'm like, fuck this. Like I died because the game performance just isn't up to snuff where I would like it to be. So I'm curious on how it's going to play on consoles. Have they shown off footage of it actually playing on an Xbox yet?
I haven't seen it.
I don't think
If they have, I haven't seen it. Yeah.
That's concerning.
Well, that's the thing. They've
super
shown it.
concerning.
Like they've shown it on the stage, but it's been running on a PC, I believe. That
Right.
It's supposed to be spec similar, but we can't take that for we can't take the word. We've heard that way too many times. So I am skeptical on this as well because I know the processor is very weak, and that's the bottleneck nowadays for this generation. The processor. It's no longer. They have plenty of memory, and it's just processor now. It's too slow. Wow. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Some witchery magic that they pull out here. But we'll see. It probably. I mean, I assume has to run. I mean, if it's running like shit, I mean, it's just gonna kill they're gonna tank the game.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely need to say this is a preview program. Like plaster that everywhere because otherwise, it could harm the IP a little bit. But I think it'll run fine. I definitely think they're gonna take a lot of shortcuts and stuff though, as far as visuals go. But
dude, I don't know. I mean,
the game never I see people play that. It doesn't look that great.
No, but there's a
begin
lot
with.
going
about
on.
draw
There's
distance,
a lot
though.
going on in the game. That's the thing.
I know.
It's not about
That's
graphics,
why.
it's
I
about the
know.
amount. Yeah.
So
But
you take it down another level. Then what are these people getting?
But
now?
that's what I'm talking about. With
getting the
CPU
mobile
power.
port of some game, and it's like
No, but that's what I'm talking about with CPU power.
engaged version of Splinter Cell.
This game.
I mean,
seems
that's the
to
thing
be-
though. Is like I put the game down to the lowest setting just so I can maximize my performance, and it still runs like shit a lot of times.
Yeah, like.
Especially if you get a lot of people in the same vicinity, it gets so
it's gonna
bad.
be interesting to see, definitely.
Like I love that game. I have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, I'm interested to see it.
It's
exciting for
quite a
Xbox
challenge
users.
to see what it'll look like.
And the price is great. I mean, they had to keep it the same price, so I'm glad they nailed that.
I just got Reddit.
$30 for you guys. $12.12.
I just got
pre-order
spam
now.
on Reddit. Ugh. Reddit spam in my inbox. Sorry. As we're talking about this, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that runs. All right, let's go into Sony's press conference. They had the Paris Games Week is going on, and Sony had a nice announcement where they showed 7 new games they had not announced, which were indie games, some PSVR games as well. I'm glad they're supporting the system still, but there's no hype for that system anymore. It's just it's I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. They're still supporting it at least. Unlike their Vita, they are still supporting the VR.
Vita's actually, I think there's a stat that Vita has more games on it than the 3DS.
Wow.
I think that's still true. I'm not sure.
I'm talking
it might
about
have changed
Sony.
by now.
I'm talking about
No,
Sony.
I understand.
I know what you're saying. I know that
I'm just saying,
Vita owners
there's like
always
a
bark
stigma.
back about the but it's an accurate statement from what we're talking about. I'm talking about Sony. So
Yeah, I understand. Well, how much of this stuff is Sony's? You're saying Sony's supporting this. How much is it? Is actually Sony's?
Yeah, that's true. But how often does Sony talk about their Vita at a press conference? They at least talk about VR.
Well, I understand, but it's second year. I mean, they still talked about Vita second year.
All right. I didn't think they did, actually. I
think it was a little while longer before it really dropped off.
The big thing for me from the show is Guacamelee 2 got announced. That's awesome. Like, I'm psyched.
Spelunky 2 got announced also.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. But Guacamelee 2 for me, like 4-player co-op throughout the entire game, looks awesome.
Who are you going to play 4 players with? Us 3? We're never going to do that.
What are you talking about? You guys aren't getting this game?
I love the game. I mean, I have it like in 3 different places.
I love the game.
It's a great game. I think Drinkbox is fantastic. And no, it's funny is that Drinkbox like loved the Vita and saying that Guacamelee was a huge success for them on Vita.
And we have talked about the Vita a lot right now.
We're trying to become the sales.
It's still dead. I mean,
for
obviously, but I think it's kind of funny that that Guacamelee was something that came out and we were talking about Vita.
Yeah.
They did find success there.
Yeah. Let's see what else was announced. Game Spelunky 2. There's let's see, Guacamelee 2.
Bunch of VR.
Loco Roco.
bullshit.
Yeah, Loco Roco 2. I guess was a big one for some people. But then let's get into the other games that they mentioned. Like they had DLC announced. They had the Frozen, the Horizon Frozen Wildlands, which is 15 hours of gameplay in this game.
That's good because that's pretty much what the campaign was.
Yeah, that's beefy DLC. I got to give them credit on this. And apparently, it's updating. They're updating their animations in this game with this DLC.
Good. Maybe they'll figure out what happened to your animations in that game, Jim.
Yeah. That's this is really cool. Like
that's good. The only thing I'm a little disappointed about is that it's not end game content. That it's supposed to fit in wherever you are.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes it less story important, I suppose.
I agree. I mean, I like when they
I think it kind of I don't think they could have. What's weird is it did show her with certain armor that was end game basically, but
the cheating armor.
Basically, I love that armor
I forgot
though.
about the cheating armor. I never got that.
I know. I told you not to get it because you already thought the game was too easy.
Yeah.
I don't think I got it.
I just like the look of it. I think it's fantastic. It's the best looking armor, obviously. So
I should get that just to try it.
You should.
I might have to get that DLC.
I pre-ordered it. It was on sale.
Definitely gonna get it.
Like when they announced it, so it was like $15. I was like, I'll get this. $15.
Let's see. Resident Evil had a DLC announcement. Final Fantasy 15.
Spoiler alert on that if anybody cares, but I think Chris Redfield plays a big part in that.
Oh, does he? Cool. Not a hero DLC, huh? Destiny 2 Curse of Osiris got announced.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's a character mentioned quite often in Destiny 1.
It was like 90% of the players that stuck with it was because of Trials of Osiris.
Yeah. And so they're doing like a whole storyline with that character?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. What else we have? We have Shadow of Colossus. More footage was shown, which looked pretty awesome, actually. Coming out next year.
February 6th.
February 6th, which Corey will be camping out for now.
It's digital. Don't need to camp out.
Detroit Become Human. Another trailer was shown for that. Was that like violent, that trailer?
I thought that was really violent, actually.
This is we're getting into a theme here, by the way. I'm just leading us into this. So, yes, I heard it was really violent. I didn't see.
I wouldn't say it was really violent. I think that it had options where it could be very violent, and that the theme of it is kind of harsh, I'd say.
I mean, the two options were either the dad kills the daughter or the daughter shoots the dad in the back. If there was a peaceful option, they certainly didn't show that.
Yeah.
I feel like, and then we get into like, let's talk about we'll mention the Last of Us 2's trailer.
Well, hold on. I don't want to move on.
No, I'm not moving on. I'm
okay.
putting these two together in terms of. I heard a lot of issues on Twitter about.
Polygon wrote up a whole thing about it.
Yeah, the violent trailer shown at these. Like, I understand the violent games. I'm fine with violent games existing. It's just, is that the best place to display this kind of a trailer? Like,
what is this place? It's
Paris Games Week. It's it's just like a game show, conference thing.
So who's in attendance?
Are you on that side of Polygon then, saying that this is like, all this violence?
Who's in attendance?
Necessary?
Is it just the press that is invited, or is it the public? Who's there?
Well, but the public sees these trailers. Like, does this need to be in a trailer? This
shared by whoever.
Things.
I mean, the first Last of Us had violent trailers too.
Well, let's get this.
It gave you a sense.
Detroit.
Go back to Detroit.
Let's talk about it. Because I think that the biggest thing for Detroit was that they're showing like almost every scenario in this game. It seems like. And they're all very similar as far as violence goes, in my opinion. This one, the theme of it, especially with what's going on in society right now, is kind of, maybe too close for home for some people. But obviously the theme of what we were saying with The Last of Us and how violence against women. But I feel like it may not necessarily be needed. But I don't have a problem with people wanting to advertise their game in a certain way. It's still a video game, and people need to understand that.
I'm not. First of all, I don't believe video games have influence on anybody for that kind of stuff.
We upset that Jigsaw shows trailers with women being strapped up with like.
I wrote a research paper in high school. I wrote a research paper senior year based on this stuff because it was huge back when I was in high school, and I did a whole thing on things. I wrote, it was like, I had to write like a 30-page research paper, 30-page, it was ridiculous. It was a really long research paper I did on this, and I'm fine with violence in video games. Just, is this the best, do you have to have these trailers to show, do you have to show the brutality in the trailers? Do you think that's a necessity?
I think that for a lot of people it's a selling point, and also, when I go back to The Last of Us, because I didn't see these trailers this time, but I go back to the first Last of Us, and the fact that it was so violent sort of gave me a sense of the tone of the game. Mm-hmm. So in that way, it did its job because I'm like, all right, I know that there's going to be some pretty serious, gritty violence and stuff, and bad things can happen to people in this game. So I know what this is going in a little more, I think, because of that trailer. So
I feel like
you guys watch that trailer live.
Who hasn't seen that by now for Last of Us, and do you need to advertise that for the second game?
Well, not only that, but
same type of trailer.
It also just felt like The Walking Dead for some reason. I don't know why, but I got that vibe in that trailer.
No, that's exactly the vibe I got.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
It's completely unnecessary.
What's so different about the Last of Us universe and the Walking Dead universe?
I'm not saying there is much of a difference. I'm just saying I don't think you need to advertise that anymore.
Well, I think people should know what they're getting into if you don't want to surprise people with something like that.
What do you mean?
Also.
You think somebody's going to actually buy Last of Us 2 that hasn't bought or played
Sure.
Last of Us 1? Really?
There'll be people, yeah.
I mean,
really?
there may be one or two, but yeah,
People
you can't say
who
that won't be
one or
ever.
two.
didn't have the system. No, it won't be one or two. There'll be people who didn't have the
I'm just
system
saying
back
that
then.
you can't just say blanket
Like, oh,
statement.
here's a
No
new
one's
game, I'll
going
get
to
it.
buy this game that hasn't already bought.
Would you say the overwhelming majority of people who are going to buy the second?
The majority would. I wouldn't say overwhelming majority. I think there are
It was
people.
so big. The Last of Us was so big.
The
I understand
overwhelming
that, I'm just
minority of people that have not played Last of Us 1 and are going to buy Last of Us 2 were watching the Paris Games trailer.
What was the question?
You're saying you're agreeing. The overwhelming majority of people who are buying Last of Us 2 have played the first one, right? We've established that.
I said the majority of the people that will buy Last of Us 2 will have played The Last of Us 1.
Right. Okay.
Majority, sure. I wouldn't say overwhelming because I don't know that. But I would definitely say majority.
What would you say, 80-20, 90-10?
Maybe 70-30. Maybe 65-30. 55. I don't know. Whatever.
I'd say 90-10 to be honest.
I would
But
say 80-20.
I mean, whatever it is, the majority. It just
it's still
yeah, I mean, it's going to be most people, but I still wouldn't say because who knows? People are stupid and not realize that they're playing Last of Us 2. instead of not play the first one. I mean, there are going to be people like that.
No, anyone who has the system new and like they're like, oh, let's get a new game. I don't want to play something
And it's not
old.
necessarily about those people either. It's also
Okay, so
the
these
people with their parents and
stupid
stuff.
people that haven't seen or played the first game were watching the Paris Games conference and saw the trailer. That's what we're saying.
It's
I don't know
possible.
what you're
It's
getting at.
also
I
possible
don't know
too.
what you're
But
talking about right now. Like, what's my point?
My point is, you don't need a trailer to advertise Last of Us 2 in its violence and its gore. You don't need that.
that's not necessarily true though. Too. We've seen
that's
series
true.
change
I mean,
their
is that-
tones
But
in between.
But it's a trailer
in
to
between
advertise what your game's
things.
about. It's a trailer to advertise what your game's about, and that's not what the game is about.
Yeah, that's a kind of.
Really? Are you telling me that that game is based around violence? I mean, it's not.
It's based upon brutality of
Wow,
people.
dude.
Brutality, not violence. Let's say brutality. That was a brutal trailer.
And the first trailer that comes out, it's a girl sitting on a bed, like with tens of bodies lying on the floor.
Sure, I
Right,
just
and
felt like that was a bit
I
over the
would
top.
say that's a better trailer than this one that we got.
I feel.
No, I
I,
mean,
feel
I-
like
There are numerous ways to
disagree with
show
that.
that
I
you
understand
can-
that this is going to be in the game. Like, I get that. I'm going to get the sequence, and I'm like, that's fine for me when I play it. But I just felt like
I don't know. I disagree with you guys, I guess, and my fact that I think it was fine. I don't have a problem with it.
okay.
I have to see. I haven't seen either of
You
these
should
trailers
watch.
myself,
Yeah, you have
but
to watch it, Mike.
I mean, I think the first trailer was a better trailer because it showed, Ellie at least.
But-
And
Yeah, that,
I'm
that
just
is the other thing
remembering-
too. I had no idea what was going on.
remembering
That's my
the
other
old-
issue with this trailer is that it shows characters that we don't even know, and it's like I'm supposed to care that this person is getting tortured.
well, no, not, I mean, I don't think that's.
So right, what's the point of the trailer then, other than
I
to
think it was
just give
the
shock
idea
value?
to show like there are other aspects of this game that's going to be happening. That's all. It's like with the Spider-Man trailer. We're like, oh wow, you're going to get to play as Mary Jane. Cool.
Yeah, Spider-Man trailer was what had like.
But we
5
don't
did
know
they
that
actually
you're
have
gonna-
any gameplay in
What?
that though.
no, I think it was all cinematics. It looked
What?
like at least
The
the
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
trailer.
No, there was gameplay in there.
Was there?
What?
I mean, maybe
There was Mary Jane gameplay in there.
Well, was that gameplay or was she just in a
She was
sequence
talking to
in
someone.
game?
You were playing as Mary Jane
really? Where?
in the trailer.
I have to look at that again because
Yeah,
I
I'd have
don't
to see
see
that
anything
too.
that
I don't
looked
remember
like
that
that to
happening.
me. I really just saw a lot of like set pieces and then people talking.
I know the discussion about him about like talking to her on the like they were a team. I got that part, but I'm like I didn't know that means you're playing as her. But all right. Anyways, let's move through the trailers, guys. We talked about that enough. Ghost of Tsushima, which is a new game from Sucker Punch. Again, all CG. Trailer.
I'll take a bet, Jim, if you think it's not going to come out for 3 years. I think it'll be before that.
I was more joking to make that statement, but I'll take it.
All right.
Ugh, 3 years?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Ugh.
I'll take it.
Who knows? I mean, everything gets delayed, so.
Yeah, but 3 years?
3 years is tight. I mean,
3
I'm
years the
giving you-
PlayStation 5
two-
is going to be out.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years, I would absolutely take, but I'll do 3. I'll do 3.
All right.
I'm feeling.
I was
I'm
just, I
feeling-
mean, if you
I'm
said
feeling
you,
good
you
'cause I
put
just
your
won-
flag out
I'm going to
there,
win
so.
2 this week. I'm winning 2 this week.
well.
I'm going to win definitely one early, next year, next summer from all 3 of you guys. And
With what?
What's
With the
that?
Avengers. The Avengers bet. The famous bet.
What is
Oh,
it?
the Avengers bet.
Yeah.
There's an asterisk on that one. We even agree there's an asterisk on that one.
What are you talking about? It's Avengers. It is
Oh.
called Avengers 3, first of all. That asterisk is now gone. Part 1 and
Oh
part
yeah,
2.
no, that's.
But I
forthcoming
said
conclusion.
the end of Avengers 3 as in like the saga.
What?
Because because they split that up into 2 Avengers movies. That was the whole reason. I was like, oh, well, that changes things.
I want to go back and hear that actual recording of that bet because I think I said by the
Okay.
end of the Avengers 3.
Right. And what we knew as Avengers 3 got split up into 2 movies.
Well, yeah, we'll have to fact check it.
Well, that's
Somebody-
I'm not going to lose that bet anyways. So it's just going to push it down the road is all it's going to
Yeah,
do.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you at this
Yeah,
point.
I
think it's
I
looking
don't mind if we
pretty
kick it
bad.
down the road. That'll be a 2019 one. So when I
Well,
lose,
this is a long bet anyway.
yeah,
3
when
years,
I
so-
lose Metroid to Beyond Good and Evil, then at least I'll have something to get back at you with. Then at that point,
Yeah, that's true.
And then when I lose this one, Corey, maybe we'll have some of the other crazy
Yeah.
by 2020.
But yeah, I think as far as the CG trailer goes, it was interesting. I like the
Oh, I'm not saying it wasn't. It's a cool
theme.
idea. I mean, it's a cool
and I
idea.
like the developer.
I can't be
so.
excited for it, and I don't think their
Well,
combat.
I'm excited for it. Why can't you be excited for
I
it?
never really thought that
There's
they
no gameplay.
made a good game before.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you didn't like any of their games.
And then
Well,
Sucker
they did
Punch?
Infamous, and I never thought Infamous was that great. I thought it was very.
I thought it was good, so
I
I'm
thought it was
excited.
very repetitive combat. I thought it was really stupid.
So yeah, I think Sucker Punch being the developer and the theme of the game that they have, and the fact that they like really focus on locations, I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm excited for it. I don't see why,
show me gameplay.
Yep,
Tired
I
of
fully
CGI
agree with
trailers.
that. But as far as like we finally know what they're working on, it's pretty cool to see.
Well, let's move into what I've been up to.
Hopeful, because we haven't had
other
a game like that in
There
a
was
while.
other games announced there, but we'll move into what we've been up to now instead. There's not really much more to talk about.
You want to talk more about Spider-Man?
No, I mean I thought it was just a trailer. It's
I mean-
it's
See, I
mostly
thought it looked
CG.
like another
That's the only
CGI
one I
trailer too.
saw.
I
Yeah.
didn't see much gameplay in there.
Yeah, I didn't know where the gameplay was other than quick action
In
cuts
fact,
of
I thought
Spider-Man.
I remember reading an article where everything they showed was CG in all of their trailers.
Well, not there.
Trailers, not their. Yeah,
I don't know.
they
All I
showed
know is-
gameplay. I know that.
Now we have a year for that game. I still.
Fall 2018, I'd say. Yeah.
They said fall now.
No, I said
just-
I'd say fall.
Oh, yeah, I would say fall too because it just
Yeah,
says 2018, whatever that means.
Yeah, I mean they have God of War in Q1.
It's gotta
So-
be March. If it doesn't come out in March, I
Yeah,
would
March.
flip a shit because every God of War game comes out in March.
Does it really?
Yeah, I think all like out of 9 games they have, or whatever, 7 of them came out in March.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. March, but I think was named after Mars, which is the Roman equivalent, right, of Ares, the God of War.
Wow, I didn't. Yeah, you're probably right on that one. That sounds. Hey, that sounds right. So we're going
Sounds
with
good.
that.
We'll go with it.
All right.
What have you been up to then, Jim?
getting what
Go
I've been
for
to-
it.
well, we
So
got a lot
I know
of
you
stuff.
guys want to talk about
Lot of
Mario.
Well, you
stuff.
guys should go first then. You guys should get it out of your way.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay.
Just the same things. More Destiny, Rocket League.
Yeah, I mean, Corey,
That's
did you
it.
play? Did you play anything new?
So I played a lot of Overwatch. Actually.
Wow, you went back to Overwatch.
Yeah, well, basically what happened was I'm sitting there, like iPhone X, waiting for that. Like, well, nothing to do.
But you stayed up to order that?
Well, I got up at like, I don't know. Well, first of all, when you have kids, you have to make sure they go to sleep. And then when they wake up, you're up. And then if you get up, sometimes you can't go back to sleep. So I was like, well, I got like 3 hours to go. Might as well just see what I can do here. And the season ended like the next day. It said like 23 hours left or something in season 6. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize it was ending so soon. Let me see if I can get some of these comp matches out. Maybe if I'm close, I can finish it up tomorrow or something. But with the changes to season 6 that they've done, they've made everything so much faster and so much easier to like get through. It made it much more enjoyable, and like, just every game going into it, it was much more fun just because you knew if you're winning or losing, it was going to be over soon either way. And so it didn't feel like you were dragging out, because there are games before with like the capture of the points where it would go to 5 rounds and it just like it was forever, and you just like you needed to just get the game over with. And so actually I got through 10 matches of the whatever placement matches in like 2 hours. So it was a lot of fun. Played Mercy a lot because that's my main character, and the changes they made her was like ridiculous. I haven't played her before with those changes, and so I didn't even know how to use most of her abilities. I was just like, oh, I'll just go in and figure out as I go, and do any war matches. Just went right
Just
into
cold.
right into comp.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, but like, it was funny because I got matched with a 5-stack the first thing. So I was like, oh, this is great. They're all on mics. Everything's cool. And the whole time they're trashing me because like, this Mercy sucks. Like, what the fuck's wrong with her? She doesn't know how to do anything. I was like, I know, guys. I haven't played her since they've redone it. And I haven't played Overwatch in like months. So it was a lot of fun, though. Like, Overwatch is still just so solid. Gameplay is so tight still. And it really just holds up well as far as like just going into a game and playing it. So I got the free loot box, and then I did all the arcade matches, which give you another 3, plus like winning 3 gives you another one, and then I leveled up a couple times. So I think I probably got around 7 of the Halloween event loot boxes. No skins whatsoever. All voice, all voice things and sprays. I'm like, are you kidding? I didn't even get a purple. There are 2 purples that I got, and they're both money. I'm like, fuck that. So
It's the worst.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so it was pretty crappy. I was like, I guess I used all my luck with the Christmas one because I got 2 legendaries in like 3 loot boxes with that.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, it's been great, and the new map is really fun. Junkenstein's Bench, it's or whatever it's called, the Junkenstein map. The Junkenstein, I'm saying Junkenstein. Junkrat. That map is a lot of fun. Like the end point to like push the payload, and the end is like a vault of like gold that he like tried to steal. So so you're trying to get it back there, I guess. The goal
Okay,
goal
that's,
is.
that's the payload. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So yeah, I've been playing on that, and then of course Destiny and a little bit of Switch here and there, but not too much.
Destiny-wise, just real quick, guys. I mean, is there you're done with the game? Is do you still feel like there's a lot to do? Because I heard there's not much. I'm just going by other podcasts I listen to.
Not for me because I need I need other people.
Well, as far as content goes, there's a lot of content. It's just not a lot of incentive
like
for
the whole
content.
Bombcast crew, like Beastcast, Bombcast. Both of those groups are finished with the game. Like they're just done with it right now.
I mean, I'm still engaged by getting new weapons and trying them in PvP, seeing what's the best mix in like PvP situations. So getting new weapons, like some of the exotics I haven't seen yet, and trying them out against real people. That's what's bringing me back still. I wish that I could get people from my clan together to actually do a strike, but I can't. I'm never on with them ever, even though I was invited by them at one point. But
I think the difference.
You probably need to find an Australian clan, Mike, for knowing when you play.
The connection would be so shitty then.
Well, if you're doing PvE content, who cares?
Yeah.
But I think the difference here is like incentive to do things is not there the way it was in Destiny 1, which is interesting because you'd think they would have learned at that point. But there is a lot of content. It's just I could see as like press and like streamers and stuff, if you have a lot of other things you want to be getting to, you don't necessarily need to do everything in Destiny because the carrot at the end of the stick is not as attractive as it was in Destiny 1.
It's a little damaged. It's a little bruised. It's like that carrot.
Little rotten carrot.
Yeah, I see a lot. It's also a lot of there's post game missions and stuff, but I'm like, why would I bother when I can just get new resources and level up like new life?
It's so weird that
elsewhere.
Some of the changes there are like. The best part about doing strikes was getting specific loot from those bosses. Just like in Borderlands, you went to a specific boss to get a specific because that gun, you had to play over and over again. It's got different roles, and the gun, weapon is a thing because they had different roles. In Destiny 2, they took out random roles. Oh, you don't have a quest to get the perfect god roll weapon anymore. It's weird. Yeah. So they're trying to make it more accessible to the casuals.
Okay. All right.
Is that what that does?
My coworker, he's like never played Destiny before, and he's like, "This is his favorite game of all time." He's like, "All the time," and I'm like, "Wow!" But he's like way casual, and I think that's what they were going for too, which is weird.
Fighting words for your coworker there.
All right.
Casual, no.
I just want to mention that I played a lot of South Park 2. I'm almost finished with that game. It's been very good. Very good. Like
I heard it's 24 hours or something.
Yeah. So it's been really good. I mean, it's very enjoyable, and it's not too long. It's getting to the point where like we talked about games that get too long, and this is not one of those. It's a good length because it's like a South Park episode. It's a long episode, but it's fun. So. They have at least some customization.
Theme's cool. I like the theme obviously better.
The only thing I'd like them to change in this game is make the combat more. I don't know. I guess it is more traditional RPG. It's just I don't know. I feel like sometimes you get in loops. You loop like you get into like a stuck potion loop where like you're getting hit so hard that you have to keep potioning, and then you get stuck in a loop where it takes you like a while to.
And then you run out of potions, and then you die.
No, I didn't die. I mean, it's just it took a while for the combat because I'm like, okay, I got to position this person here and then move around this way and then do that. I mean, it's just like it's a chessboard, so you're like, I just feel like there's a lot of those fights right now in the game, so it's like, that's a little long. But, anyways, but the big game. I mean, Tony, anything else that you've played besides the big game we're gonna talk about?
Cuphead.
Oh, Cuphead. Oh, that's right. You played Cuphead at my house.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tony did very well for the record. skills.
Yeah, no, really fun game. I love it just because I like those 2D shoot 'em up.
Aesthetic, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but in addition to the aesthetic, I like 2D shooters.
Gotcha.
Contra, Gradius, Ikaruga,
Gunstar Heroes.
Gunstar Heroes, anything like that. It's like, hey, you have to move left, right, up, down, and shoot things. I'm all for it. That's cool. So yeah, and the aesthetics are awesome. I love it. It's so unique and just so well done. But haven't gotten to try it myself yet. But at Jim's after the Stranger Things party, which he had, which was awesome, by the way, we had Eggo.
Chicken
waffle pizzas,
yep,
which
waffle
are
pizzas.
are fun.
Yep.
But yeah, the game is awesome. Plays like butter. The controls are awesome.
Right.
I just like it's simple. It's jump, dodge, shoot, and that's it. Move left, right, and stuff like that. Managed to get an achievement for Jim.
Yeah, you did.
By beating the boss, I think with using a certain number of special attacks.
Which is the opposite of what Jim thought.
I thought you had to hold those to get a finish, like a better finish. That's what I was under the impression of. But
yeah, let's see. But yeah, no, definitely awesome. Expecting to pick it up.
Yeah,
probably during a Steam sale or something this season.
Yeah, and that's gonna be. Well, Steam's not Play Anywhere. I don't think. I looked that up. It's Windows Store and Xbox.
Oh, is that okay? Well, I'll probably buy it on Xbox then. I'll get some use some of my Bing credit for it.
I wonder if
Xbox.
Phil Spencer's like, dude, we've got so many Xbox apps out there with Windows, because every Windows machine comes with Xbox app.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, but yeah.
Well,
So
I mean, that's where they're going with it.
Yeah, I know they are.
Anywhere.
All right, and then the big game we've got now is Super Mario Odyssey. That came out last week and sold, like we said, 2 million units in 3 days. I've been playing that game exclusively in handheld. I haven't played it at home yet at all. And Tony, how have you been playing the game?
The first hour or so I played on my TV with the Pro Controller, and that was fine. Mm-hmm. The rest of it has been some form of portable, either handheld or like tabletop with the Joy-Con separate. Okay. I got to say, actually, I like the Joy-Cons being separate as my favorite.
See, that was
input
always
method
uncomfortable for me in the Zelda game. I didn't like that, so I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable with the split controller like that. I don't know.
Why?
It just felt weird. I wasn't comfortable with it. I guess. I don't know.
I love it.
It's very natural. As long as your controllers don't disconnect. But
yeah. That's fixed for me, so I'm good.
Because I have, like I said, I've never really used my out of like handheld mode. Yeah. I just found out with Stardew Valley that my controllers do that.
Oh,
really? I thought you tested it.
I thought I did too, but apparently I didn't test it well enough because I can be probably 10 feet away from my Switch.
Contact them; they'll fix it real quick for you.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
I know. I haven't done it.
It was a quick turnaround for me. It really was. Anyway, so wow. Let me just say, Mario Odyssey. Wow. I mean, platformer. Jesus, like, you remember the feeling you had, Mike, with Super Mario 64?
Yeah, I said it.
I get that feeling with this.
I said it's like the stuff dreams are made of. I literally had a dream about getting that game before I had it, and then once I got it, I was like, oh, here it is. This is the 3D world.
This is gonna be crazy to say, Tony. Like, this is crazy, but I thought about this today. I would have rather, like, I'm not saying I obviously loved Breath of the Wild, but I would have rather Mario launch with the console. Like,
I can see that.
I think it was because it brought me back to the N64, playing Mario 64, and I'm just like, God, this game is everything that I was hoping it would be.
But did the wait make this more enjoyable for you?
Maybe. I mean,
the whole foreplay action.
But if you flip flop the two games, I would probably
7 months of foreplay.
If you just flip flop the two of them, like if you launched Mario, put Zelda out in November, obviously time wise they couldn't have done that with with the way that the game was working out. But if it had been that way, I probably would have been equally impressed with both games still. But yeah, I mean, the platforming, going from just like into the 2D world in this game. I love it. I absolutely love that. And then even the new stuff they put into the 2D world. And I'm not that far. I've played probably... I don't even know how long I've played. I was going to complain about battery life on my Switch with this game, but then I realized I'm losing track of time with it. That must be it. Because I'm playing it in handheld. So...
so if you're losing battery, then you're obviously playing a good chunk.
Yeah, I am playing a good chunk of it. I probably played another hour and a half today. I'm in the sand world still, but like I'm just moving around in there, so I love it. Sand was like the second world, so
yeah.
I'm just like moving around in there. I probably played for 3 hours. I'd say 2.5 hours, probably. Yeah, probably around there. 3 hours. That's not like a huge sample size yet, but I love the game. I love the platformer. So, Tony, you can give us far more in depth though. I mean, you've played probably significantly more.
Yeah, just events that happened the past couple days. I've had some opportunities to play it more than I would have normally had. But yeah, the game's really fun. It's strange in the sense that I was telling you this in person, Jim, but whereas I felt Zelda Breath of the Wild took this iteration was like, you know what, we're going to throw away a lot of the Zelda traditions and the tropes and just do new things. Mario is kind of the exact opposite, where they're like, hey, we're going to take all these things we've done through all of our games and just mix it up and then add on to that even more. Because you could really see that in both the level design and the power-up design. Mm-hmm. I mean, from the get-go, you have like your initial moveset, which is Super Mario 64 inspired.
Yeah.
He's back to being very... Yeah. Right, he's back to being like extremely acrobatic, wall slides, wall jumps. The triple jump is back, all that stuff. And then you have Cappy, which he just opens up so much movement possibilities with the game. So I mean, initially he's your primary method of attack. So in the one aspect, it's bad because like Mario doesn't have his like punches and kicks anymore. But thinking about it, it's like, how often was that really necessary in Mario 64 to begin with? But Cappy, you can throw him out there and then it'll home in on guys if you want it to. But the thing that's really cool is you throw it out there and you hold the button down. Cappy will just spin in place, and then you can jump on Cappy and it'll give you an additional like forward momentum. So you can do some really sick tricks, actually. One I learned from somebody I follow on Twitter. They posted this video where you jump up, you throw Cappy, and you do the dive input, and you dive onto Cappy, who pushes you forward again, and then you can kind of repeat that process and get huge horizontal distance, and it just lets you get to places that I don't know how you're supposed to do. So, like some of these things, I see the moons, and I'm just like, oh, I can get to that.
That's happened to me already. I'm like, how do I get to that thing? I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah. But, yeah, so it opens up a lot of opportunities. But the cool thing then is when you have the possession mechanic with Cappy, you can possess most of the enemies in this game.
Most, yeah. That's
most of the enemies.
Cool aspect of this game so far. Like just puzzle aspect wise, figuring out puzzles with like in the beginning you get to control a T-Rex and it's like smash and I blew through that section like with the T-Rex. Just I didn't do the section like as the wrecking ball. I just did it for the chomp. Yeah. I'm sorry, the chomp. I did the ball. I just went through the T-Rex and I just smashed everything with it. But so you have an option to do it that way. But then in the next section, there's actually puzzles where you have to like see where the bridges are, and you by using the and remember and kind of go that way. It was a really cool mixture of possessing and the bombs too. Just using the bombs for different motions. Yeah.
So there's that. I love how there's sections where they take Cappy away from you because, like I was saying, he's like your main offense/defense and like opens up platforming and just movement options. There are parts where they take Cappy away from you and harken back to like Super Mario Sunshine or Galaxy levels where they're like, yep, you don't have your whatever and you have to beat this platforming section without like the flood mechanic or whatever like that, and it's a bit harder. So the stages like that. It takes inspirations from the Mario Galaxy games where there's some levels which have the like gravity inverters and stuff like that. Even in the 2D section.
That's what I was going to mention. Like the 2D section with that in it, I was like, this is amazing. This is awesome.
It's crazy. So you take all that, you blend it together in the 64 style words. You have one large level, and there's all these power moons scattered about. And the thing that I really appreciate is you just find them all over. They kind of took that Breath of the Wild Korok inspiration, where it's just, there's like 900 of them, but you only need like, probably 100 to beat the game. Or I don't know, I'm just making up a number, 100 or 200 or whatever. But the cool thing is, unlike Super Mario 64, where if you found one, it kicked you out of that level and you have to go back in, you just keep going in Super Mario Odyssey. So it doesn't really interrupt your pace. You can just keep going. Because that's what I like about it. You could be moving towards one objective and then you see something out of the corner, you're like, wait a second, that looks suspicious. Or, there's a pattern or something bizarre about the landscape here. You can go investigate it. And, a lot of the times you're rewarded for your curiosity there. But no, amazing game, definitely worthy of its praise.
Smooth, runs smooth, very 60 frames smooth for me.
I think you did something to your audio, Jim, when you put your phone down.
What? How is that possible?
Oh, it sounds a little better now.
Okay, maybe I just lagged.
You're echoing for me. That's all.
Oh, I just lagged maybe. But anyways, yeah. So I'm loving this game so far. I can't wait to talk more about it myself. But
yeah.
All right.
Seeing it and a Switch on the shelves today, actually at Walmart, I'm like, uh-oh.
You're gonna see it a lot, Mike. So
I know, but it's literally the only game I would purchase it for. It's not. I can't do that yet.
That's what they're for, man.
I know, man, but I'm not supposed to do that. That's stupid.
Rocket League in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Rocket
League. Play Rocket League anywhere.
I'm not going to go anywhere with the system anyway.
Yeah.
Why? Just bring it with you to work and play in the manager's office.
God, that's bad news.
That's kind of how I've been doing my gaming so far. That's how I'm still playing. Once I finish South Park, I'm going to be blitzing Mario like crazy at home. So, but I've been playing mostly in my break times when I have downtime at work.
Yeah, Mario, especially like this game, like I would like. I don't know. I would be opposed to like shrinking the screen in any way with an exploration-based world like that. I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna like listen. Like I'm playing it. I'm sure that I'm not gonna completion it. In handheld. I'm sure.
Well, in your handheld, you're arm's length away too, so it makes the screen larger, even though it's smaller, type of thing.
I guess to me, it just doesn't feel the same. I don't know.
You haven't played the Switch because like it doesn't.
I mean,
it's a real
saw
game,
you
Mike.
play
It's
it.
not like but it's not
I
like,
know what it is.
It's not.
Well, that's his problem, Jim. I think that's what his problem is.
And that came out weird. It's not like 3DS games aren't real games. I mean, it's not.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's not a handheld version of something. It's the real game.
It's not like Mario 3D Land.
Yeah.
Fake Mario game.
Proper Mario game. It's a proper Mario for you. So. Anyways, I think that's it, right?
So how much do we miss achievements on the Switch?
I really want achievements because, again...
Sounds like this game is built for achievements.
Yes. Again, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, there's so many cool things to do in this game. And even in Zelda, there could be some stupid, crazy achievements in that game. I really... That's another... I think my second thing would be achievements.
See, to me, that's... My biggest gripes with the Switch are the Nintendo... The Super Nintendo app being required for voice chat.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had to need. I didn't need to use it.
Right. It doesn't affect you. Yeah. It impacted me because that I would probably be playing Splatoon 2
more active.
More active. If it wasn't such a goddamn hassle.
Yeah.
And I had to worry about draining my phone battery for fucking no reason.
Yep.
But cloud saves. Don't get me wrong. Like I do want the cloud saves. For me, it's not as imperative right now because I'm not worried about it. I take care of my Switch. I don't drop it, so I'm not me personally. Just me personally. I'm not worried about my saves at all. But I would love achievements because even though it's one of those things where it's nice to have even if you don't want to use it.
Yeah.
Because
did the Wii U have a version of that or not?
No. Well. Yeah. So Nintendo tried their own versions in different games, like Mario Kart and Mario 3D World had these things called stamps, and it was effectively its own thing built into the game itself. Mm-hmm. So that was fine, but just something that was universal. And you like for me, what I really like is attached to my profile. Like one thing on Steam, and maybe PlayStation does it or Xbox does now. I'm not currently aware of it because I don't have an Xbox right now, but one thing that Steam does is you can customize how your profile looks to other people. So one of the things I have in my section is like my rarest achievements, and it shows like, out of percentage of all the population of players, like these are the achievements that are the rarest ones that on Steam and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So something like that would be cool to show off for like, hey, I've platinumed this game, or I've gotten 1,000 out of 1,000 gamer score on this game.
No, I think that. With how funny people thought this was the stupidest idea. Why would Microsoft? Why would they need this in the Xbox? Then becoming essential for games. It's almost you can't imagine them not being there now for a lot of things. And it does prolong play. It gives you another reason to play something with Final Fantasy.
You know what? I'm bringing in. This is the hot topic right now with single player games in the gaming world right now. While I was playing this game, and I'm happy they didn't do this, by the way, but there's so much opening for microtransactions in Mario. Did you notice that too?
Yeah, you could. You totally could.
That's where my mind went when I saw these costumes and the purple coins. I'm like, this just feels like like there could have been. I'm very grateful to Nintendo. Thank you. But it's like right there. I'm like, oh man, I wonder if they actually maybe thought about it.
Well, I mean, in a way, they kind of do that with like the Amiibo.
It's true. They do get enough with it. See, maybe the Amiibo are supplementing this for us.
Oh, absolutely.
They have their mobile games with with Fire Emblem and stuff too.
So that's supplementing our.
But like Mario, I think they're going to try to never have that with Mario because Mario runs not microtransactions
like,
either.
It's just screaming like this game because there's costumes, different costumes for him to wear. Like you can put them like in tons of classic stuff and new stuff that they have, like outfits to put them in. And it doesn't do anything in the game. It's just outfits.
Well, not
that's,
directly. There's some areas where you need to be dressed up as a certain profession
or something. Yeah, I've heard.
But yeah, it's crazy cool how again nostalgic they can be because all these outfits that you could dress Mario up are appearances of his. Like there's this one where it's like his golfing outfit, and it's actually from like the original golf game on NES.
Who was saying? Somebody said that they had his Mario Paint outfit.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's there. Like the capability is there. I'm very happy that the Amiibos are selling as well as they are. So
yeah. The thing is, I actually picked up the Mario Odyssey Amiibo just because this isn't. I hope this isn't a spoiler. It's stupid, but and it's not story related. But if you scan, maybe I mentioned this. I forget if I apologize if I did. But when you scan each of the Amiibo, you get that outfit for Mario in the game. So when you scan the Mario Odyssey Mario Amiibo, he's in his white tuxedo outfit. So you unlock that.
What about can you scan like the retro one that came out a long time ago, the 8-bit?
You can, but it doesn't unlock an outfit. It's just it's just specifically
apparently
for the
you can put him in Peach's wedding dress also.
Yep, and that's the entire reason why I got it because I was like, wait, you can run around in Mario's Peach's wedding dress? Like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do this because the game just gets so much funnier when you're running around in Peach's wedding dress and you just interact with NPCs. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So I just like to point out that amidst all the political talk in video games, both of Nintendo's like highly regarded series this year, Zelda and Mario, has their main characters cross-dressing.
It's true.
It is true.
They do.
Undisputable.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, I think that's good.
That's it.
We're gonna end on that note. Wrapping up the Gamecast episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Write us podcast at allycangeek.net. I didn't do this on the movie cast. Oh well. Write us. Follow us on Twitter at allycangeek. Like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tune in next week. More Mario Odyssey talk, I'm sure. A lot of new releases came out last week, but Mike's not getting Assassin's Creed until his birthday. Wait, your birthday's done. Till Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not Jesus.
Till Christmas. So I'm sure Corey will get Wolfenstein. I can see that happening.
Some point, yeah. So, absolutely.
All right. Tune in next week. Thanks for listening and viewing.
Deuce.